Hey everyone, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Today is October 9th. So I wanted to kind of show you what I'm looking at in terms of AUD USD. As you guys know, we do have FOMC, which I'm not a super big fan of. However, this is a pretty slow moving pair. So I like what I'm seeing on this. We have a head and shoulders pattern. I definitely would be mindful of the news because it could definitely spike against you. But since this isn't a heavy mover, it shouldn't spike hard if it doesn't, in fact, spike in the direction we think it's going to go. So having said that, to quickly kind of go over our analysis, we do have a head and shoulders pattern. I'm not going to pull up TradingView because I'm still learning to switch between on live video without losing my connection. So to continue, other than that, you can go and kind of chart it up yourself. Once it breaks this right here would be the neckline. You can take a second entry. But for right now, let's start with what is. As you guys can see, we have our triple arrows, our daily dots, 4-hour dots. We did break above the 50. We have our 8 and 18 cross. Our momentum is pointing up. So right above the 25, our momentum is pointing up. And this is a little consolidated, but our lines are also above the 0. So that's telling us we're in buyer's territory. So again, kind of similar chart setup. We do have our auto trend line saying buy, although our filter isn't quite ready yet, at least not on the 4-hour. If we click down to the 1-hour, it's just a really good trade at that pullback time, and we're looking for just a really good entry. I realize it's against the daily dots, but again, there's a lot of analysis that says this is going to go in the direction we want it to go during the news. So whereas I typically would kind of avoid stuff of that nature, what I wanted to do is send this out and say, hey, as per the challenge, again, our accuracy is high enough. So some people have got to quite a few $1,000s already. Some people are still just taking it really slow. So if you were to ask my advice on this trade, you can definitely take, you can definitely take your, 10, 15% of a trade and based off of 55 pips. Okay. And then once it breaks this neckline of that head and shoulders pattern, you can take a second entry for 20%. This should be enough to definitely get you where you're going. So from where price currently is, okay, we're kind of expecting approximately 100 pips out of this. We're looking at anywhere in that, oh, sorry guys. Sometimes it does what I want it to do, sometimes it doesn't. So we're looking at anywhere in this 6,800 range. And if it continues, obviously, if it breaks this point, we're looking for it to go up. So I'm looking at this as a 100 pip trade, which again would count as 2 entries. So at that rate, guys, you're talking 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, got to take some losses and some early closes in there, but 4 to 6 weeks to hit, multiple tens of thousands of dollars and 6 figures if you are compounding accurately and just staying the course. So I'm hoping that you guys are starting to, we've got past that first few weeks. That's what we're going to be doing. And we can actually make this come to fruition. So it is a good trade. The only downside that I can see, according to all of our strategies and all of our indicators, is pretty simple, that we are unfortunately kind of with that FOMC, that's not good. And that's what I wanted to show you guys. My second trade, I don't know, we don't have to count this one as a signal, is Euro JPY. I'm going to go to a different template. I just want to discuss this with you for your own personal accounts. You guys can take this trade. I'm going to go ahead and drag Euro JPY on the chart. I'm getting messages in Telegram. Let's see. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so on Euro JPY, we're seeing kind of that really nice, simple setup. Again, we have triple arrows. We made a new high, and that's exactly what we wanted. We do have a momentum candle. So what we'd hope to see is a retest of about 50% of this. It may not come back down that far, because as you guys can see, we kind of have a double bottom here and here. But again, everything is lining up. We're above the 0 line. We have our crossover. Our currency strength is saying go. Our ADX is saying go. That's perfect. It's exactly what we're looking for. It's in the same direction as the daily dots, and we are officially above the 50. So I'm going to drag this on here and drop it. The doji is an indication of, oh, I can't talk today, an indication of the reversal, so maybe a pullback, but that's kind of what we're seeing. We are above the 50. Our 8 is getting ready to cross the 50 right now, and everything is lining up. In this case, our auto trend is saying buy, our filter, MACD, ADX plus momentum is starting to peak up, which is exactly what we want. I don't mind that this buyer's line is curving down, because what I'm really paying attention to is, once I'm already looking at the trade, that the seller's line is also still pointing down. So until we have some competition, this is also a really good idea. I won't count this as one of my signals, but just something to look at for your own personal use, such and so forth. So I want to check. Hey, good morning, Gerald. Make sure there's no YouTube comments. Wow, my mouse is just moving fast on that. But there you go. So odd USD for the buy. A lot of us got in earlier. A lot of us have already taken profit. We took, once we broke the 8, we already kind of took some of the swing up. We were waiting for it to figure out what it wanted to do. This would be that perfect kind of flag pattern, correction pattern, depending on what system and rules you use. That's exactly where we want it to be. So now we're waiting for this to take off. This would be a swing trade. So not a fast mover and not a really high risky trade. So I definitely hope you guys are starting to compound now. And I mean super effectively starting to compound. And if you have any questions, let me know. But other than that, happy Wednesday. And I'll talk to you soon.